Hi, this is Dan, and I will be doing a book talk about the book Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Okay, to start out with this book, I believe that this is one of my favorite books and one of my favorite series, and I definitely give it a 5 out of 5, and also a 2 thumbs up. This is one of my favorite books because throughout the whole book, it keeps you interested, and it's one of the many series that I've read, and definitely my favorite series. I think it's because there's always action going on in every chapter, and definitely a page turner. It seems the book pages turn themselves, and I really like it because Percy isn't really a connectable character, which makes him a very good character to read about, and it makes you curious as to what he will be doing next on his journey across becoming a demigod. And this video does have a spoiler, so if you're going to plan on reading the book, please do not watch the video. To start out, Percy is just a normal kid, but actually son of a god, Poseidon. And his mom has a husband, Smelly Bob or something like that. And the reason she married him is because he smells really bad, which covers up Percy's scent to monsters, because he's a demigod outside of Half-Blood Camp. And Half-Blood Camp is a camp where demigods go to be protected by the spell that's covered in the whole camp. But this book is definitely all about adventure, with going out through meeting Annabeth, which is Percy's friend. She's the first girl that he really gets to talk to when he first goes to Half-Blood Camp, besides his friend Grover, which is a satyr, which is half goat, half man. And Grover has been protecting Percy throughout his journey of trying not to be discovered as a demigod. People around him have actually been like actual mythical creatures, but they've been hiding their identity so well, so he won't know. I like how that really portrays in the transcending into the book, how they decided to make it so Percy isn't known as a god right away. Because Annabeth, she was in the Half-Blood Camp when she was 7, and Percy got in there when he was 12. So there's definitely a big timeline difference there. And I liked how they decided to keep everything hidden from Percy until they decided that he got. And on the journey, Percy goes through a lot of troubles to get to where he's going, which is to become, I guess, a normal god, not just a demigod. And he definitely shows all of his powers throughout this book. I really like it a lot because he shows how strong-headed he is right away after he becomes or figures out what he is. He doesn't know his true powers till about 6 chapters in the book, and once he figures it out, he really gets going. I truly recommend this book to everyone. I think it's just a very good read. And the only thing about it is once you read the first book, you will read all the other 4. And I think that's very good. And this book portrays mythology really good as for a Percy Jackson book. I think that Rick Warren did very well. I think this is his best book and best series, aside from the period, in about a week or 2, and the rest of the series in about 4 months total. After I read the first book, I couldn't stop reading because you just connect to the character and you don't want to stop reading. I probably can tear my face away from the pages for 70 pages on a time, and I believe this is one of the best books to read. It gives you a better outlook on a mythology, if that's what you're into, and just very, very good. I don't think there's any boring parts in it, because any part that is just talking always results in action, which is very good. So if you're into action books, I'd highly recommend reading this book. In addition to finishing the book, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, I definitely went and checked out the movie, which is a great disappointment. From the book to the movie, there's just so many missing details. And I went right into the second book, and then the third book, and then the fourth and the fifth, which you will probably do yourself. But you can just see how Percy grows throughout the beginning to the end of the book, which makes it very good. But there's still so many mysteries by the end of the book that just makes you want to pick up the next part of the series, which I really like. And I think that this book is definitely good expressing different emotions, because from like Percy was just a naive little boy from the beginning, and then throughout he becomes stronger and stronger and stronger from everyone else to have the opportunity at the end of the series to become a god or become immortal. And that choice I would tell you, but it'd be best if you read yourself.